That is, we are going to discuss the three plants that will be there, the Archegonia. Okay, and we will take the example of the life cycle of one of them. So students, what is Archegonia? You have to understand this first. So Archegonia, so students, the Archegonia, they are the female reproductive structure which is found on the non-flowering plants. Okay, so they are the female reproductive structure. And the Archegonia, they are the female reproductive structures of the non-flowering plant. Okay, that will not produce the flowers. Okay. So we know three types of non-flowering plants: the bryophytes, pteridophytes, and the gymnosperms. Okay. So bryophyte is the first plant that is non-flowering. The another one is the pteridophytes. And the third one is the gymnosperms. Okay. So the topic for the today's live stream is we are going to discuss the three plants that is bearing the Archegonia. So there are we will take the three examples. The first one is the Markensia. The second one is the Funaria. And the third one is the Diopteris. Okay, so we all know that the Markensia is a liverwort. Okay, but broadly they are categorized under the bryophytes. Okay, the Funaria is an example of the moss, that is also the bryophytes. However, the Diopteris, okay, it's a fern and it belongs to pteridophyte. Okay, students. So, before moving forward about the life cycle of the Markensia, we will take the example of the Markensia. I will just quickly go through it again. That there are three plants that bear the Archegonia. Archegonias are the female reproductive structure that is found in the non-flowering plants. And the example of non-flowering plant includes bryophyte, pteridophyte, and the gymnosperm. So the three example of Archegonia bearing plants are Markensia, Funaria, and the Diopteris. The Markensia and Funaria, they are the bryophytes. Okay, one is the example of the liverwort. The Funaria is the example of the moss, whereas the Diopteris is the example of the pteridophyte. Okay. Now let's talk about the life cycle of the Markensia. Okay, so the most dominant phase in the stage in the life cycle of the Markensia, okay, is the gametophyte. It will just a haplodiplontic life cycle. Okay, what kind of life cycle is there? It will exhibit the haplodiplontic life cycle. Okay, and there will be alteration. What does it mean? The haplodiplontic life cycle, it will display a alternation between the dominant gametophyte phase, that is the haploid phase, and a short-lived sporophyte, that is the diploid. Okay, so I already told you the gametophyte is the dominant stage. Okay, the main body of Markensia is haploid. Okay, so this is haploid, thalloid body. Okay, and there are special structures like Archegonia force. Okay, that is the female organs, and the Entherido force, that is the male organs, and they are born on the thallus only. Okay, so the Archegonia, what it will do, it will produce the eggs, and Entheridia, it will produce the motile sperm. Then the fertilization. Where does it occur? I already told you that the bryophyte, they are known as the amphibians of the plant kingdom, and this is why they are so called, because they will need the water for their reproduction. Okay, so during rainy season, or when the water is available, the motile sperm, okay, they will swim to the egg inside the archegonium, and fertilization, it will occur, forming a diploid zygote. Okay, so diploid zygote is formed. However, for the reproduction, the presence or the availability of water is must. Okay, and the third one is the sporophyte stage. So this is also known as dependent phase. Okay, so the sporophyte, the zygote develop into a sporophyte, okay, which remain attached to the gametophyte for the purpose of taking the nutrition. The sporophyte, it consists of the, we all know the three parts, that is the foot, seta and the capsule. Okay, foot, seta and the capsule. So we all know that foot is required for anchoring, okay, to the gametophyte. Seta is the stalk, okay, and the capsule is the sporangium where spores are actually produced. So meiosis and spore formation, it will take inside the capsule, the mother cell, it will undergo the So we are now going to talk about how, where and when and where the spore meiosis is occurring, and the spore formation we are going to talk about. Then the meiosis occurs inside the capsule. The spore mother cell undergo meiosis to produce the haploid spore, and these spores are released and germinate into new gametophyte, completing the life cycle. Okay, and why the alteration of generation is required? Okay, in the Mertensia, the requirement of both the alteration of generation, it will ensure both sexual and asexual reproduction. Okay, so that's why there is alteration of generation in the Mertensia. So this is all in this live stream. Thank you.